Hi, I'm Teresa from Phoenix Gate Crafts, and today I'm going to talk about my April stash busting. I have two items that I completed, and unfortunately I don't physically have them to show you because I gave both away. I'm actually going to talk about the second one first because that's the one that actually has less to talk about. So the second thing I finished were UV pink and blue pot holders that I made for my cousin. Technically my cousin's wife. She likes pink, and I don't actually have very much pink because every time I purchase pink it's for a specific project for a person. So typically I use it and then it's gone. So a long time ago, I can't remember if it was right before COVID or right after I could go to yarn shops again. From my favorite yarn shop, which is Knittique in Elk Grove, I got this UV reactant yarn. I got 4 balls of it, 2 that are technically purple, but it's more of a pinky purple, and 1 that is blue. Blue is my favorite color. There's a dog over there. She is making noises. I didn't have a plan for it. I had a vague idea of making dice bags for my gaming friends. However, realizing that gaming friends rarely take their dice bags outside, that was kind of a non-starter. So of course I made pot holders because, you know, pot holders make it outside so much more than dice bags. They do not. Nope. I had also, in asking, because I was like, oh, I could make something like pot holders. I have a pattern that I use that's part of my everyday crochet useful items. I'll put a link in the description box. You can purchase this package of patterns from my Etsy shop if you like. And it is the best pot holder pattern because you can actually use these pot holders to take something out of the oven. Like, they actually protect your hands. Very good pattern. So I took both the purple and the blue, and I basically did color blocking, though you can't really tell because they are tinted white. They're white with a tint. They look basically white when you physically pick them up, and then when you take them outside into direct sunlight, they immediately change into their respective colors. I will insert a video here, and just as you know, this video was kind of hard to get. I actually had to try several times because going from my dark house outside into the direct summer sunlight, I couldn't see anything to make sure that the pot holders were actually still in camera shot. So pardon the shaky cam. The dog also probably got in the way because she did every time I tried. But yeah, so I sent that off. I also sent a shawl that I had made a long time ago that had some pink in it. It was a color gradient. And a necklace that I also made a long time ago that was pink. And I made sure she and her husband know, you know, if you don't like these things, go ahead and like throw them away or donate them or sell them. I don't care. The point is that they're out of my house. They are hopefully to somebody who would like them. So although I have no hope for that necklace, she's an adult lady. I doubt she'd enjoy it, but maybe she knows a younger girl who would like it. But that pot holder set was 81 grams of yarn. And that leaves us with Midnight, which was the test knit that I did. Now, I don't know when it's going to be released, but Expression Fiber Arts, by my understanding, should be releasing it sometime. I'm going to guess in the fall, but definitely within the next several months. The test knit was due near the beginning of this month, though it was a loose due date. I definitely made it in time. I was worried that I wouldn't because this test knit involved brioche. And so I learned how to do 2-color brioche, which I think I have seen a video for previously. I'd never done it before, so I finally had a chance to actually have a pattern to learn how. And the bones of this pattern, because it is one of those shawls with the arm sleeves, so you put on a sleeve, you wrap it around, and then you put on the other sleeve, and you can wear it as a fashion accessory, and it's also a style of having a shawl that's not going to just fall off if you're not like holding it with your arms. Now, I did have some issues with it. It's a very good thing they are beta testing it. No, I did not get paid for this, but I really enjoyed making this pattern and beta testing. So beta testing is actually something very important that happens for professional patterns, especially if at some point the pattern is going to be paid. The cool thing with Expression Fiber Arts is that Shandy, who is the owner of Expression Fiber Arts and the face of the company, they always have the pattern free for like a week or two or a month. I'm not entirely sure how long. So it releases free, and then after a while you have to pay like $6 or something for the pattern. It's not bad in terms of cost, and they are very well written, tech edited. I've never found a mistake in one pattern. And the reason there are no mistakes is because they test knit it, aka beta testing. And so they get people to test the pattern. They give a preemptive, rough draft version of the pattern, have people knit it, and then they have a form to fill out when you're finished, giving feedback. Now, there were some issues with it. As somebody who had never actually done brioche before, there were a few questions with it. I'm pretty sure these questions will be cleared up once they actually, take in the advice of the other beta testers as well. And I feel I gave a lot of detail. I really hope, Jay, please know that I'm not mad. I loved your pattern. It was wonderful. It was very clear. I enjoyed making it. The thing is, I'm one of those people who, because I write my own patterns and I'm a tutor, my little gift is explaining things so that other people can understand, breaking it down into its component parts and writing it clearly or explaining it clearly. And I do my best to always explain something in a way that the people who are not where you're at understand it. That's the trick with tutoring or teaching or anything involving conveying information. Breaking it down into its pieces and relaying those pieces clearly and in order. And so I think that's the portion I helped with. I hope I helped with. And I want her to know that I love the process and I really enjoyed it. Now, I can see, for people who've never done this before, I can see why people don't enjoy beta testing. Because if you're given something and you have to kind of do your own research to figure out what they most likely mean, that is rough, and that is not for somebody who is brand new to the craft you're beta testing for. And although it is super important for designers to do that, I have had beta testers in the past for my patterns, but I can understand where if you're somebody who would rather pay the money and get the professional perfect pattern, I can see where beta testing wouldn't be for everybody. But I enjoyed the process. I enjoy feeling like I'm helping somebody. That's why I did it. And I really hope I didn't break her heart, because I am very upfront with what the problems in the pattern were. And I know I have a tone problem, and a lot of my tone probably didn't come across in the email or the text things, but I did love the experience of this, and I would be very inclined to do it again. if I didn't break her heart, because I can, hindsight, I can see where it sounded very angry, and I wasn't angry at all. Frustrated at one point, but not angry. And I think that once some of these issues I had are cleared up, I think it's going to be an amazing pattern. I wound up giving that to my masseuse, but I did take some pictures of it on me. It was, I didn't even make it as long as it was supposed to be. I cut it 5 inches short in the main body portion of the shawl. But I used 684 grams of yarn. So between that test knit and the pot holders, I used 765 grams of yarn, putting me back on track. So my grand total so far since July of 2024 is now 1,679 grams net usage. I think when I get to June, the end of June, I am going to do a video where I actually total up total used, total purchased, in addition to the running use, and make a few decisions, because I don't think I made my goals. I have to rewatch that video to see what my goals were, but I know I definitely sabotaged myself back in November with that huge purchase from Knit Picks. But we'll see. I'm feeling very proud of myself because, once again, I did not purchase any yarn. That was April. I hope you found this interesting. Happy crafting. Bye.